Shiva, Arunachal 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 Shiva, Arunachala, Aruperunjodi, Taniperun Karunai, Taniperun Karunai, Aruperunjodi, Aruperunjodi, Taniperun Karunai, Taniperun Karunai, Aruperunjodi, Taniperun Karunai, Taniperun Karunai, Aruperunjodi, Ennaduடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவாய் போற்றி. ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஹர ஹர நம பார்வதி பதய, ஹர ஹர மகாதேவா. எந்நாட்டுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவாய் போற்றி போற்றி போற்றி.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we now commence with our formal program. At the outset, I want to say thank you so much to you for sitting patiently and partaking in all the bhajans that were sung. Once again, thank you so much. It's a very hot afternoon, and you've taken the trouble to travel far and wide. I thank you right at the beginning for that. Welcome to all of you, and good afternoon, especially to our officiating priest who's taken a breather, has gone out. Welcome to the members of the bereaved family, and all of you who have sacrificed your time to be present to support the family during this challenging time. All protocols observed. My name is Jay Jagwan. I'm a very close friend of the Pillay and Governor families. I'll be your program director this afternoon. And we are here, as somebody reminded me this morning, to bid farewell to a very powerful matriarch of this family. Before we commence the program, once again, a few house rules. Silence and your phones. We have quite a few speakers today, and we don't have time on our side. So I'm going, without further ado, to call on our first speaker, and the speakers for this afternoon have been the late Kanagavellie. I call upon her niece Kogi to please come forward.
Vanakkam. How do you bid farewell to somebody who was so powerful and yet so humble? அகர முதல எழுத்தெல்லாம் ஆதி பகவன் முதற்ற உலகு எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். Today I pay this tribute because 18 months ago she spent time with me and she said, Kogi, I value you and I value your calls, and to me you have a special place in my heart. So much so, growing up, I was taught that I didn't have the color of the skin of my family, but I had the color of her skin because she came when my mother was being delivered, and to me, she had a special bond. Akka, adorable. K, kindness. K, keeping in contact from the youngest to the oldest. And her knowledge was beyond. And A, she was the most adorable person that walked and served humanity without acknowledgement. To me, I lost a leaf in my life. Losing my husband was so enormous, and then losing my brother of recent, who I had conversed every day with him. And there were things that we shared. And today, to lose you, Akka, leaves a dent in my life. And there were few quotes that she liked that I should, emphasize on. John Dines, she said. I always used to say this. You are dying, daffodil. Yet your gold is shining still. And today, when we came out to the morgue and to give her a bath, she was like a golden emblem. She looked so beautiful and at peace. And being our matriarch, Today, let's celebrate. Let us just celebrate Aka's life on earth. And she was somebody that always said, when I die, just have a tea party for me. And to Megesh today for satisfying her request, I want to say thank you. I'd also like to bring to attention to one and all present. Akka loved a Tamil. So when she came 18 months ago, she came to our Tamil classes. And my guru this morning sent a message. And he said, you must tell everybody here what your Akka said. She said to our students and the congregation of our temple that don't forget your mother tongue. No matter what religion you practice, she says, remember your mother tongue. From my grandmother to Akka. I remember if it was Diwali, we get so excited because Akka and Amma are coming home. And we used to stare on our, we lived on a double-story house. And upstairs, we used to pee because we knew she's going to come certain time. And we'll see a speck coming by Dave Nagi's house. And I think her daughter is here today. And my brother, Nana, would take his little carts and he'll run down to offload all the things and come and carry it up. And everything they brought with them was full of love. We were sent from clothing to food to toys. And it all came from Akka, Anna, Batna, Sugam, Vino, and our Amma. Today we acknowledge you, Akka. We say, go well from our family. To our friends, Ruki, Devi, Jay, and a host of you who came in today, we want to say thank you for being there in the last 3 weeks. She really valued you. Every time I spoke to her, she says, don't worry, Kogi, my friends are here. I said, Akka, you manage it. She said, no, my friends are here. Ruki is here, Devi is here, Jane is here. And a whole host of you were there to look after her. To Tanya and her husband, thank you for being there for Akka. To all her grandchildren at Tafta, we want to say to them a very big thank you. To the grandchildren of the various siblings, her siblings, she valued each one of you. She could talk about each one of you individually. She may not have said it to you in particular if it was your child. To the grandchildren, to the great-grandchildren, She valued everyone. And it's a sore point that you're leaving us today, but your memories will never be erased from us. And to all the family members, she valued you. Maybe she didn't know how to say, thank you or appreciation. She appreciated you, but sometimes she was in her own way. And for that, however, she didn't acknowledge. Today, I want to acknowledge you. And she was somebody that was a firm believer in discipline. And if she found you wanting, she never came near you. She'll watch you from a distance, and that was Akka. Akka, thank you for being in my journey, and Manakam to every one of you. Take care and go back safely.
Thank you, Kogi. Thank you very, very much. In our life, somewhere along the line, we have a special friend. We make friends. Some of them stay with us for the rest of our lives. Some of them move on. And it's now my pleasure to call friends, Ruki, to please come forward. It's Akka's wish that you speak at her funeral. And there are other speakers, so I'm asking that we take time into consideration. We have some tributes to also read. Please come back.
My humble greetings to one and all. Please forgive me for any mistakes or faults I make. Vanakkam, Om Sairam, Assalamu Alaikum, Sagona, Prem Namaskar. Yes, that is 42 years of true and sincere friendship. Akka, Derry, and I, not forgetting my other friends as well. I started work at Ellington Hospital on the 21st of August 1974. Akka before me in 1968. She was a head nurse in our department, and all the nurses respected her. We became good friends, Akka, Devi, and I. And as our friendship grew, we visited each other's families' homes and we visited each other's families. Akka started work in the trauma unit, casualty department, orthopedic, theatre, and other departments as well. We studied together and wrote our exams. Akka had top marks. We used to call each other twice a day. When it came to our birthdays, Akka, Devi, and I would go to lunch at the Maharani Hotel, the Blue Waters Hotel, and the Gani Hotel. That was early days. And nowadays, it was Suncoast, Vishaka Marine World, Musgrave, Spur, Nando's, Wimpy. Our birthdays were made so special by Akka. When it came to end of the month, Akka will told me, Ruki, I will meet you at Martin West to pay our light account. After that, we will go to the workshop, to Suncoast or Musgrave Center for lunch or coffee. While we were at Musgrave one day, Akka said she needs to buy a watch. So I also decided to get a watch. When I got to the till to pay, Akka had already paid. She said, it is your birthday gift. This was 4 months before my birthday. I thought so early. Little did I realize what was going to happen. Akka's flat was like a 5-star hotel. He used to invite all of us, not only for her birthday, but other friends' birthday as well. She would bake, cook, and feed all of us, starting from 10 o'clock in the morning with starters then that sumptuous lunch, followed by desserts and coffee, right till 4:30 p.m., not forgetting the takeaways. My trip to India in 1982 was due to Akka. She encouraged me to come with her. I did not have much money, so Akka and Devi lent me some money. I had the opportunity to visit India and the Far East. Sorry, had the opportunity to tour India and the Far East for only 3,000 rand. Thanks, Akka. We had a good time overseas. When Akka used to go to the Spingo temple, she would always pray for me. When I retired in 2006 at the age of 55, I used to go back to Addington Hospital to fetch my medicine. Akka would phone me that night and say, please come after hospital, I am making uncle. Wow, I used to look forward to the streets. And when I get home in the afternoon, she will phone and check if I got home safe. Before a fall, our friends met at a flat. She asked me to make some pawsam. We had lunch and had a nice time. And she was so happy. Devi and I stayed over for 2 days. She was so happy. The next day, she told Devi and I, please open my sari wardrobe and take as many saris as you want. She said, please take it now or else. Anyway, Akka loved her nieces and nephews and was very proud of them. The Tuesday before a fall, I went to visit Akka again. She was so happy. She said, please cook dal, rice, and potato curry. We had lunch, and thereafter we had Magnum ice cream. I went back on Friday to visit Akka again. We had cooked dal, rice, and potato curry again. As we sat down to eat, she said, Ruki, I'm missing your pickles. I came home and made some pickle, not realizing she wouldn't be able to taste the pickles. When Akka had a fall, Sigam phoned me and told me I was very shocked and I wish I'd stayed over that night. When she got discharged, Tiloshan picked me up to go to fetch Akka. When I got there, I fed her butternut soup, which she enjoyed. I asked her, Akka, do you remember this place as we were going up? She said, yes, of course. This is Choma where I worked. When we were nearing my home, for Tiloshan to drop me, I asked Akka again, do you know this area? And she said, yes, we are going to your home. That was the last I spoke to her and saw her. Akka, my dear friend, rest in peace. We will always remember you and all the good times with friends. From all the staff of Addington Hospital, my condolence to the family and friends of Akka, the neighbors, the children which she loved so much. God be with you all. Love, Ruki. Thank you.
Thank you. Ruki, I want to say thank you so much to you. You've encapsulated your nursing career, your lives together, and you make us envious because you leave this place with a treasure of priceless memories to take with you for the rest of your life. Treasure those memories. Very special person to the family, and you're very special to Akka. Thank you so much. Man. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruki spoke, and quite often she mentioned Derry in her speech. Now, unfortunately, Derry cannot be with us today. She's in hospital undergoing some very serious surgery. However, she sent a voice note, and I'm going to play it for you. Hopefully, it comes across.
The chronic ache spreads through hospital halls, through the home street.
The mic is under you.
yet still willing to give more. Patients feel it first, the ones she held through fear, the ones who borrowed her strength when their own was failing. They remembered the softness of her voice, the steadiness of her hands, the hope she carried even into rooms where hope was fading. Her family feels it too, those who shared her with the world, who watched her leave before sunrise, return after midnight and still ask, "Are you okay?" As if she hadn't spent her day carrying someone else's pain. She healed strangers and then came home to love her own. When a nurse dies, it is not just a life lost, it is a world touch that suddenly feels colder. But her legacy rises in every patient who lived because she didn't give up, in every family member who led compassion by watching her live it, in every nurse who walks a little braver because she walked before them. She is not gone, she has simply crossed into a gentler place where alarms don't scream and hearts don't break. Rest now, beloved soul, your hands have healed enough. Your love remains in all of us. Amen. God bless you. Go well, my dear friend. Go well. God bless you.
That was the voice message from a lady who's in hospital at the moment. Thank you very, very much. Uh, Auntie Ruki, you will be seeing her. Tell her message came across loud and clear, and we appreciate that. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is going to be Kuresh. Please come forward. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I don't.
Welcome to one and all. It is so good to see so many people present today. But I'm going to talk from the heart, as I just jotted down a few points. Our matriarch, as I called her, Miss Kate Pillay, my pretty girl and my pretty lady, I would always call her, and she would have this always wide smile from ear to ear. Akka had twinkling eyes that glowed with love and comfort when she spoke to us. And what I can, and I think we all can remember about Akka, and I think we're all going to miss this, is her morning birthday wishes. 5:30, between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, she will call you. Anytime during the day was a call from Akka. That is something that I think we're all going to miss, and I'm going to miss that, whether it was 3 times a day, 4 times a day. See Akka's number. But I didn't speak to you. But we'll still have a conversation. I think the things that we're going to miss, most importantly, when we speak about Akka and we speak about our aunts and our uncles, and my uncle, which we never ever will forget, and my father's home in Leo Avenue, we talk about our ayah. I think we think about food. We miss the generous hand of food that will come across us, the most tastiest cakes, biscuits, apple, the sweetmeats that Akka used to bake and that we all learned from, her gulab jam, her naan katai, Papa's favorite, she'll say Papa liked his favorite halwa. That is how I learned also to make our sweetmeats. Her favorite when we were growing up, Akka lived with us, was her crumb chops, her most delicious mash, which we can never get right. Her famous Wimpy style breakfast she will call, and she will serve all of us on our dining room table. All homemade, by the way. Everything we did, Akka will do homemade. Her samosas, her samosa pad, Auntie Sudha, her samosa pad. Oh my gosh. Her famous fish cakes that we all learned to make. And I think that all of us are going to miss that.
The bond, the upbringing that she has instilled whilst we were growing up, as Kogi has mentioned. The prayer that she has taught us how to fast. Every prayer she had a meaning. She would explain why we did it. She will explain how her Ma used to do it, Aya used to do the prayer, and we followed. I think the last 2 weeks when she came to us at home was the most memorable because all my siblings were there. My brother from Australia, Vishen, Prashanta was leaving to Ireland. She left yesterday. And I think the most memorable was all of us sitting in Aka's room on the bed with my siblings' children as well. And I remember Patty came and visited us that day. And we had a 1 hour full conversation with Aka. It was like Aka was not sick. She valued every one of us that day. There's so much to say, but I think something that Auntie Sadam had told me yesterday was Loop Street House. Aka has come full circle. She was born here. That week that she was with us, she spoke about Loop Street. She spoke about her party's house. She has come full circle. She was born here. She spoke about her nursing as well at Addington Hospital. All her friends, what she did, how she got into nursing, and how we made her study because Akka furthered her studies. So Vishen and I used to make her sit at the dining room table when we used to study, make Akka study. And as Auntie Ruki said, yes, she taught. She was very, very intelligent. But all in all, I would like today to thank Akka for everything that she has instilled in us growing up. I want to thank her for the pride and the dignity that she has taught us and that she has carried out herself, and something that I will never ever forget. I will never forget the prayer that she has taught us, the humbleness that we have to endure in our life. I think also that our family has taught us to be humble, pray sincerely, respect all religions they will teach us, pray in all forms of religion and respect. We will go into a church, if allowed, we will even go into a mosque all covered up with ladies section. And we would pray and sing in vernacular, and as Kogi said, yes, we all loved our Tamil language. And for that I want to say, our matriarch, Miss Kate Pillay, my pretty lady, my pretty young lady, we will love you forever in our hearts. And thank you, Akka, for instilling everything that you have done and that we carry now forward in our families. Thank you so much to our parents, to the Pillay family, for everything that they have done for us. As nieces and nephews, we all stay united. Thank you very much. I think one thing before I part is that food kept us united together. Vanakkam, Nandri.
Thank you, Kuresh. Ladies and gentlemen, we're fighting time. The priest wants to have 15 minutes for himself. I'm not putting any pressure on you, Patty. Please come forward.
Good day, and thank you, One and all, for making this celebration service of my dear aunt a memorable one. Today, I stand in front of you, firstly, as a niece, the daughter to Mr. Siva Govender and Derry Govender. Secondly, a colleague and confidant. Thirdly, as a friend to the Addingtonians, retired nurses. And it speaks volumes today as you all came out in your numbers. We will miss the breakfast that Akka would organize, but we will do one in memory of her for those that couldn't be here today. So, from my family and my friends that I have mentioned, may I take this opportunity to say thank you for being here with us. There is so much that I can say about my Akka, but time will not permit. Losing an aunt so dear and near to me definitely brings tears to my heart. She was not just a dear aunt to me, and many of you bear testimony to this. She was a second mother, a mentor, and a lifelong friend. I could do anything with Akka, and she would just accept everything. But Pats, you. Akka was responsible for me from the beginning of time. I had many siblings, so as new ones arrived, the bigger ones were shipped off. That was so eminent in the days of old. So I was one of the fortunate ones to have lived with my granny, my uncles, and my aunts. Akka dressed me to school. We won't dwell into how I hated school. She dressed me to school and other functions. Having bought the clothing with a hard-earned salary of making savories for the likes of Mr. Kadikin. Not many of you will know this, but she was the queen of cash in those days. Later, Akka joined Addington Hospital. Having accompanied a cousin, Guna, for a job interview, was asked to apply there and then. So she did. Let's not go into all that she had to endure going to work. Then was taboo with the Pillay family. Amazingly, she was accepted on the first batch of Asiatics. That is what we were. And was one of 6. Because of her dedication and the dedication of the others, these Asiatic females were more than enough. They showed their skills, their dedication, and so proudly, Akka was one of them to set the stage for many, including myself. She was always willing to help and teach everyone everything that she knew. I remember the white nurses of the time would say to Akka, "Canada, you work too hard. Now off to tea and lunch." Akka was a great cook and was always making something for someone, even if it was for the neighbors' children in the flats. My son and daughter-in-law had their fair share of spoils. There was one thing about her, and that was punctuality. Even if I said, "Akka, I will pick you up at 7, she would be ready and waiting for me downstairs by 6:45. Akka always applauded and supported all that I did. And I am truly who I am is because of Akka. Her support was that of a mother to me. Every accolade that I received, she always was number 1 on my list. And something just comes to mind now. When I received the Unsung Heroes Award, I took the award and I placed it on her neck. And I said, "Akka, this is for you." As a survivor myself, she was my number 1 support structure. She was sashed as a caregiver, which made her feel so proud of my achievements, even with sickness. Last year was never to be forgotten, and no one will ever forget how sick my Paddy was. Kuresh, You know that. And she would call me or my sister Jaya 1,000,000 times in a day. At times, she would forget that she had already called us to get an up-to-the-minute report. She always assisted me with making hats and booties for all the organizations that I supported. She made goodies for the underprivileged and supported Cancer South Africa. They will sadly miss Akka. Akka, today I salute you for giving me all and more. May I call on my colleagues from Addingtonians and surrounding to come forward as we will say the Nurses' Pledge of Service to our hero. Although we would say the Nurses' Pledge of Service, we reiterate it for ourselves because matriarch in my family and a hero that has gone before us. We need to make sure that she would go well. Come, ladies. Come. And gentlemen. Okay, if you all can come and line up here with your candles. If anybody wants a candle, there's one here by my sister Jaya. Take the one from there. When a nurse graduates, we always say the Nurses' Pledge. So today is Akka's graduation service. And this is what we are going to do. You can say after me, ladies. I solemnly pledge myself to the service of humanity and will endeavor to practice my profession with conscience and with dignity. I will maintain by all means in my power the honor and noble traditions of my profession. The total health of my patients will be my first consideration. All personal matters coming to my knowledge, I will not permit consideration of religion, nationality, race, or social standing to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Thank you all. You may place this candle back there.
Patty, thank you, and to the nurses, thank you for taking the pledge. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have tributes to read, and please bear with me. These are tributes from Akka's grandchildren. The first one is from Priyasta. This child grew up in Aka's arms, so I want you to listen very, very carefully to the power of which she writes. She begins with, when I was younger, I would always ask Kanaga why she never got married. I would pester her all day, and all she would do was laugh in response. Now that I'm older, I understand it was because she was such a free spirit. No one could tie her down. She lived her life to the fullest with her sunrise swimming and her many, many travels. When I think of the beach, I think of her holding my hand and running towards the sea, or us spending the day collecting shells to be made into a very tasteful art piece. Later on, or of holding our birdseed on the promenade and getting swarmed by pigeons. She was always on the move, putting us on the bus or even on a taxi, which she did when we came with her to the shop. For my metric ball dress material, she accompanied us. I would miss everything about her, even her and Ma teasing us in Tamil, which was not so funny at that time. Her craziness of flipping her dining room table during the month of Partasi left me in awe. The way she would race up the stairs to her flat. Her 4 a.m. birthday phone calls and laughter was all about her. Anything and everything. My cheeks even missed her pinches. She cared so deeply for everyone who came across her path, when it was family, or whether it was family or tapped friends, or the kids in the building. She was always ready, with a cupcake and a cup of tea. Though her memory was not too good as it used to be towards the end. Just 2 months ago, on Christmas Day, we were sitting with Mum's 21st birthday photo album. And here was Kanaga pointing to the faces and knowing all the names. She loved without reservation. I pray that she rests in peace. Thank you, Nigesh. Convey my thanks to your daughter. Sorry, that was from Kishavya. Now I have Priya's. Kishavya would only talk to Akka about marriage, not anybody else. According to Priyasta, when I think of Kanada, what comes to mind is the wall of photos next to her fridge. Every time we visited her, I would spend a good few minutes looking at those photos. And I remember looking at them and thinking, wow, one day I wish to live a life as full as Kanada. In every single one of those photos, she's living out her dreams in a different place, surrounded by people that she loved and who loved her. Kanada was a role model to me. She lived by her own rules and always cared for others. She would be the first person to phone and wish me on my birthday for as long as I can remember. She would bake us cupcakes every time she came to Petermaritzburg. She would send me home with a new hobby each time we visited, whether it was work or how to make something. She inspired creativity in all of us. She never let a drop of champagne go to waste at Prishonti's 40th. That was Canada. Always the life of the party, celebrating her birthday for the whole month. She always encouraged me to do my best. I would work extra hard at school, just so I could come home and tell her a test score, waiting to hear her call me 100%. She was always a part of my life. Whether it was swimming in the pool with all of us or telling us about her travels, instilling the idea that one day we could do the same. I'm grateful to have Kanaga as a mother figure in my life, and I will miss her forever. Please rest in peace. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have another tribute to read to you. And this tribute came through whilst the funeral was on. And please bear with me. This is from somebody that holds Akka very dearly. And if one had to search for words to describe this person's relationship with Akka, I promise you will never find words. Right? Akka Kanaga K. Whichever name you called her, her presence was impossible to ignore. She was respectfully called Akka until Kishalia made it very clear that her name is Kanaga, and that's what we all should be calling her. Even Callum ended up calling the chicken Kanaga. Whenever I think about Kanaga, I remember how she loved life and saw her excitement you saw her excitement about everything. She never waited for the perfect moment. She went on and did whatever made her happy. I loved going for holidays to Durban when I was younger, because it always meant a stop at Wimpy or to the beach for ice cream, visiting Auntie Derry and Auntie Rookie, and lots of baking. She was always there for the important moments. She spent holidays with us, every Christmas included. The conversations with Mom always ended with who will be fetching Kanaga. And when you did, she looked like a bag lady, filled with baked goodies. She also had a special habit of calling us by the wrong cousins' names. Prishanta, Prishanti, Pritesh, usually laughing before she finished the list. The laugh was constant. It was part of who she was. We couldn't say Kanaga's name in our house without the phrase, remember the time, Kanaga? A phone call to Kanaga followed a familiar script. Trip to the market to buy her fish and crab, and many crumbs, chops she had for breakfast, swimming lessons, bowling, knitting, teddy bears for the children, home meeting with her friends, and whatever new things she was trying. I cannot forget her excitement over the sardine run. I can hear her voice telling me, sister, she brought her sardines. She was always proud of herself for giving it a go, and just as proud of us. If you spoke to her, you probably knew our achievements. 100% on exams, was learning Tamil about the Germans, and you would have definitely known Nishan is a principal by now. Mom and her always were on the phone, sometimes 3 to 4 times a day. It's just a norm. And with Dad, I always notice a quiet respect with a hello, Jimmy. How are you, Kate? She was a strong person in a quiet, steady way, and that strength shaped me more than she probably ever knew. She showed me how to keep going, how to be brave, and how to live life to the fullest. She loved loudly, laughed often, and lived fully. We will miss her more than her words can say. So every time we laugh, travel, or try something new, or gather as family, she will be right there with us. This message comes from Prishanti. Prishanti, I'm connecting with you. Thank you very much for this powerful tribute. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of today's program. I'm not going to move a vote of thanks. I think it was done very nicely by our first speaker. Thank you, Kogi. However, I want to remind you that after the funeral, there are eats outside. Bring your eats and your cool drink inside and make yourself comfortable. And later, you are invited to proceed to Mrs. Governor's home, Uncle Jimmy's home at 3 Grenada Crescent. Meals will be served at their house. Please make it your duty to honor that invitation, and we will see you there. The last announcement to you is that Aka's remains, her mortal remains, will be taken to the gut on Saturday and disposed there at 12 noon. Saturday, the 14th of February at 12 noon. If you are in Durban and you can make it, thank you very much. I thank you so much for being a very good audience, and thank you for making this trip from Durban and all over. I thank you so much. Thank you.
All those family members that like to come and pay their respects, and also the roses coming up. If we're coming to the roses, please come from your right hand side at least. Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Matru Patru Ninkiran Tiro Padume Manam Padire Matru Patru Ninkiran Tiro Padame Madam Padire Petralam Tirandai Tiranda Tamani Banda Yistani Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara Shiva Sankara கற்றவாட்டோடு ஏற்றரும் சீர்க்கேயோரு பாடிகு மூடமே நற்றவா உன்னே நான் மறீரும் சொல்ல நான் நம சிவாயவே Sankara, Shiva Sankara, Shiva Sankara, Shiva Sankara. Sankara, Shiva Sankara, Shiva Sankara, Shiva Sankara. Sankara, Shiva Sankara, Shiva Sankara, Shiva Sankara. Sundaram. Om Satyo Jatam Pravashyami Satyo Jatai Ve Namo Namah Pave Bhave Bhave Smam Bhavotmai Namah Vamdevai Namo Yesrai Namo Yesrai Namo Rudrai Namo Kala Namo Kalavitarana Namo Kalavitarana Namo Kala Namo Kalapramatana Namo Sarvabhutamana Namo Manotmana Namaha Aghore Ghoratarechiha Sarve Sarve Namaste Rudrarupejiha Atpurushaya Mahe Mahadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Please have the second pause, six pauses. Yes. On the wheels, on the wheels, back, hot one, from the inside, next time. Om Suryaya Namaha, Om Chandraya Namaha, Om Astraya Namaha. Srinivasa Venkatesa Govinda Govinda Govinda. Tirumalivasa Venkatesa Govinda Govinda Govinda. Govinda Govinda Govinda. Bhakti meri ariyad mutharudo muyirveni Bhakti meri arvita Padavinaigal Paduvanam Sittamanum Arvita Silamaki Yadiyata Atanigal Sarvudiyama Adviduvaya Jyoti
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you on the live stream, I will now be ending the live stream. Thank you and God bless.